Yo, what up, C10 Nation? This is Ronnie from C10 Talk. C10 Talk is one of those podcast things. We talk C10 trucks, tech, and people. That's right, people. Because it's the people that make the scene so rad-ass. The trucks are cool, but the people are cooler. You can check out the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, iHeartRadio, C10Talk.com, and anywhere else you listen to your favorite podcasts. Thanks for checking out our latest video and being part of the C10 Nation.
Hey guys, Ronnie from C10 Talk. We're out here today and kind of a unique situation. I bought this truck in August of 2017. The owner is in town, previous owner. So I thought I would meet up with him today, and it's gonna be the first time he's seen the new version of what was his old truck. 1976 long bed, kind of a little bit higher and a little bit dirtier. It was kind of a farm truck. He's a farmer. And now we've got what we have now with Orange Slice. So Metal OX went through it, short bed, a little lower, 20s. So it'll be interesting to see what not only Doug, the previous owner, and his wife, what they think. So here we go. Hey guys, Brian's over around the corner at the QT. Doug's there with him. So we're gonna go show him Orange Slice. I think he's gonna be excited. I'm excited to see his reaction. Here we go.
I'm Doug Hamilton. Known Ronnie for a year. I sold him a pickup that I'd had for about 17, 18 years, and I can't wait to see what he's done. I've just seen the pictures. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at you. Oh man, look at this. I love it.
You need to take her for a drive.
Hi Ronnie, how you doing, buddy?
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
That's your truck. That's the farm truck.
Ronnie, this is my cousin Dick Stoddard.
Nice to meet you.
Ronnie,
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, I'm fireman.
You even match. You even brought your orange shirt.
Yeah.
He looks so good.
Oh, man.
Well, you know one thing. There's probably still some Montana back road dirt on there. We tried like hell to get it off there.
It didn't originally have air conditioning, did it?
No, it did. Yes, that's actually the original AC, and that's part of the funny.
Wow.
Really, one of the stories. Doug got it all ready for us and had the AC all ready to roll. So when we left to go from Montana to Arizona, man, we had that AC running like crazy. We're just updating him on all the stuff. I was kind of walking him through on some of the stuff we kept from the old truck, and I think from your perspective, you were saying there's still enough there where you see the old truck.
Yeah. I mean, just I think it's cool that you didn't redo.
Oh yeah.
I mean, because I know you had the capabilities to redo.
It's all that character, you know. And even like this, there was probably a tire situation there. You had that camper on here, right?
Right.
And then another thing you had was those little kind of, I forget what a little railing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I asked Kyle. I said, "Hey, what do you think about cutting that down?" Yeah, what's your overall? I mean, he's got you on the spot, but what's your overall impression? Just the difference compared to what you had.
It shocks me that it could be done, to be honest with you. I mean, I thought you would fix it up, you know, and it's done so well that I couldn't even tell by looking at the pictures what all was done.
Sure.
I mean, you'd go back and say, I don't know if he shortened that or not. I mean, honestly, with the graphics, I don't know how you could have done that.
Yeah, and that's Kyle, and really his ability to kind of make this metal. I mean, to think that that's morphed back together, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought that was cool that we told you the idea, like, I think we're going to shorten it, and you're like, you go for it. Like, it was kind of a blessing to know, like, hey, we have Doug's blessing to make this what we think, and now it is what it is. And we got a lot of flack, like, because I've only seen one other orange truck that had this striping on it. Now, one thing, if you remember, you told us, and it's still on there, you can see it on the passenger side, not so much on the driver's side, but remember it had special demonstrator?
Yeah, it's a demonstrator.
Demonstrator.
And then the guy that they were always big on taking the heat gun, and he took so it's a demon.
Demon, yeah.
He just left that on.
So I didn't know it at the time, but what I believe that was they would have it as a demonstrator at the dealership so you could see it, and it said demonstrator or whatever. And then, you know, the first guy takes that off, and it still says demon on there. You could still just see it, but so I've only seen one other, and that was only in a picture, and it was for sale and it was so rusty that I think half of the truck was gone. So to take such a beautiful, unrusted truck and then do this, some people might say it's sacrilegious, but people sure seem to like it too.
You know, and at every turn, I've sent pictures to the guy that I bought from. He passed away, but his wife is still around, and so I just loved showing, especially when I got on the cover. I said, you know what, I got to send her the picture. And she's
wow, I didn't know she was still around.
Oh yeah, and so she lives in Belgrade, so I've been sending her updates, and she's just amazed at what it looks like.
Yeah,
I mean, it's kind of he was a great family friend. Her husband was, and he was such a laid-back kind of guy. He would just be in seventh heaven.
Oh, that's cool.
You know what you did with it, and especially since you've done everything so righteous with it. I mean,
I think our goal too, which makes us feel good, is that we kept, you know, like even the Rolaids and even all the Tums. And I remember there was like a hazmat in case of emergency, 406 area code.
Yeah, right.
There's all these little things in the truck, and you kind of keep them. And even for him, some of the markings where it's like, okay, he changed this belt, he would write everything on there. We tried so hard to keep all of that lineage to the truck. Yeah, like if you look here, the markings.
yeah.
So front axles, and then this has new alignment at 55 so that was 10/20, so October 26th of 82.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they wrote something here, and it's just it's one of those things, and there was a lot of it on the inside too that we tried to just kind of keep. Hey guys, we're with Doug, and we're gonna let him take a spin in Orange Slice and kind of reminisce about him sitting behind that wheel, because he bought this, if I remember right, in 1990, and so had that truck for 17 years, and it's been away from it for about three and a half, and we're gonna go for a rip. She's ready.
I love those gauges, because if you didn't know better, you'd almost
think
they're
that
so
they were
close
the
to
original.
stock.
Yep.
Yeah. And the orange goes great in there.
She looks good, and it'll change colors at night.
Oh,
so when you put your lights on, when you hit it, you could set it. I have it set to orange, of course. So
Yeah.
well, let's drop the hammer if you want to go for a little spin. And yeah, I'm glad that you came up. I'm glad that you get to take her for a spin.
I appreciate you taking your time out to do
it's-
that, because it makes you feel so good now that it just ended up where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, sometimes they end up, maybe not where they're supposed to be, and this is one of those where, oh yeah, she'll go. So for directions, unfortunately, Camelback doesn't. I kind of wanted to let you get on the freeway.
Oh.
I think, well, we can go right, and then we'll come back around and get back on that freeway and zoom it a little bit.
Oh, look at that. That's got a blinker right in the gauge.
Yeah, and then you got it here too.
Yeah. God, that is cool.
Yeah, AC works great. I kept the original AC because I just felt like the original AC it's like, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It works good.
That was cool, that Facebook post you had of your daughter driving it.
Oh yeah,
that one.
I'm glad you saw that.
I did, yeah.
She was nervous. I was like, babe, let her rip, and she's just like, I don't know. There you go. There you go.
Oh, it just sounds strong.
I know. You know what I do? I think we're going to take it right here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll take it right here.
You guys, that had to be quite a trip going from Montana, thinking, man, is this thing going to make it?
Oh,
with the tires and all of that?
I'll be honest with you, that was probably one of the funnest. That was one of those trips, Doug, where I think just for our lives, the guys that we had a really good time on that trip. Now that eclipse really messed us up because we got stuck there, because I always say it's like going to a sports game. We all converged on Pocatello, Idaho Falls, so everybody got there at separate times, but then everybody wanted to leave at the same time. So we were stuck there for 9 hours.
Oh, no.
And Kevin, the guy that lived in Canada, he had a flight already booked. So we had to get home. We had to get to Phoenix. So he ended up slamming 2-3 Red Bulls and 5-hour energies. And Kyle and I just zonked out, and he drove to get us so far and get us caught back up.
Yeah, once in a lifetime, get 3 full-grown guys in a pickup like this.
Yeah, and you remember you had that stick? So there was a piece of wood here because the headliner was hanging.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. And we were like, there's pictures of us sleeping, and we were just, That was really neat that you said that though she's still around, you know,
Yeah.
and so she knew this truck since '76.
Yep, since brand new. They bought it. They were good friends with the dealer, the GMC dealer in Chinook, and so he bought
Stuff from there all the time.
You know, the guy I should really get some pictures is the guy who's a county commissioner now. He owned. I bet he sold this pickup.
Oh, he worked at the dealership.
I'm gonna have to get him a
that'd
picture
be-
of that because I bet he'd be impressed with it too. You know, between these and the Bo James edition that come out about that time, they were like
One
one
of
of a
mine
kind.
has the Bo James, and he's having Kyle cut it.
Oh yeah,
I think he has like 3 of them though. So what do you think?
I love it.
Yeah.
You know, I keep thinking back at one year I put them all in. I had this one in a short box, 78, and I put them in the shed, and I thought, I'm going to really do the right thing for these. And I cracked the window just a little bit, and a damn raccoon had gotten in here and tore the headliner. That's what
happened.
And I looked at that and said, you know what? If you don't deserve this pickup, if it's just going to sit here and do this, and that's when I decided, you know, I needed to sell
That
it.
is exactly what happened with me. Is it was sitting at my house, and I would drive it to the fire station, and then I was like, I'm not giving this the truck, like it's sitting out, and I'm not giving it the love that it deserves. And I really felt that way with this truck, and so then that was kind of the same reason. And then as we got along in the build, and then when he said, hey, I just don't feel, you know, like if you want to buy it, I'll sell it. And I'm like, okay, like I regretted that it was even. But I will say though that the relationship that I have with him still is great, you know. And he's since we check back and forth a lot, and he has since bought and sold a couple other trucks. And that's what I told him. I said, buy your own truck and build it the way you want to build it.
Yep.
Don't let somebody else do it. And I think that's kind of been one of those, just a positive thing for him and our relationship, just like you and I. It's like it's funny how the metal can bring the people together.
Exactly, and that's like, you know, 'cause like we may text each other once every 6 months, but when I send you a text or you send me one, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
And especially if you know, when you send a few of those pictures, you can like, wow, what a cool setting, you know, and it just
and it brings me a lot of enjoyment to, you know, it's like a kid wants to make their parent proud. This is your baby, really more than it is mine. You owned it for 17 years. So to me, it's one of those things where I just want to do it proud, but you want to do the previous owners proud too.
And you know, when I look at it, I think this is what I would have loved to have been able to do, but I don't have the knowledge or the ability and connections you guys to do it. And when you see it done, doesn't matter to me that you own it and I don't.
Sure.
I don't envy it that way. I just feel like, man, it is so cool to see it done right.
Well, that's good. I love to hear
man.
that. I think the cool thing is just that he still is in contact with the first owner's wife. And so that lineage it's a special thing, you know. I was just telling him, when you build a truck like this, it takes on a character, it takes on a life of its own. You just really want to do the truck and the previous owners right and proud. So that's a cool thing. Yeah, thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
It was great. I
can't wait to tell Fran I bought it back.
Yeah, tell her. He made me a smoking deal. I couldn't.
To quadruple the price.
I couldn't. Hey, babe, what do you think about we need something in Yuma?
I love it. I think Ronnie did as cool a job as you could do on it. It brings back a lot of good memories, and I couldn't be happier with the way the truck turned out. And I'm sure it's going to keep evolving if I know the owner.
What a fun situation. It's not every day you get to have the second owner not only see it, drive it, ride in it, and that's the story of Orange Slice. Really, we picked this truck up in Montana. We love Doug and Fran and just the history, and to know that he got the chance to see it, support the build, and drive it and ride in it, and it's really what it's all about. The metal brings us together, but it's that human factor. He's gonna go home, he's got a smile on his face. He's gonna talk to the wife of who he bought it from, which is the original owner, and that makes me feel good, and hopefully I'll kind of share that with you guys, that story, and you know, the guys that helped build Orange Slice. So it's a it's a fun thing. I'm glad we were able to do it. I'm glad Doug was able to come up to Phoenix and make it happen. Thanks, guys. Thanks for checking it out.